My testy one. Stop judging your future by your current circumstances. Too many people make one life-changing mistake. They assume that what they see today is all there will ever be. They look at their bank account, their career, their relationships, or the challenges they're facing, and they quietly decide that this is as good as life is ever going to get. But that way of thinking can become the very thing that keeps them stuck. Your current circumstances are only a snapshot in time. They are not the complete story of your life. Think about it for a moment. A tree in winter looks lifeless, yet deep beneath the ground, its roots are growing stronger. If you judge that tree only by what you could see, you would completely miss the incredible transformation taking place where your eyes cannot reach. Life often works the same way. The most important preparation happens beneath the surface, long before anyone else notices the results. Many of us become discouraged because we expect progress to happen quickly. We believe that if things don't change within a few weeks or months, then perhaps they never will. But real transformation rarely announces itself with dramatic headlines. It happens quietly, one decision at a time, one lesson at a time, one ordinary day at a time. Every challenge you overcome, every discipline you build, and every setback you survive is shaping the person you're becoming. The danger of judging your future by your present circumstances is that it causes you to stop investing in yourself. Why work harder if you believe nothing will change? Why dream bigger if you assume your current limits define your future? Why stay hopeful if today's problems seem overwhelming? The moment you allow your circumstances to determine your expectations, you give temporary situations permanent authority over your life. But history is filled with people whose greatest opportunities arrived after seasons that looked hopeless. Before success, there was uncertainty. Before recognition, there were years of unnoticed effort. Before confidence, there were moments of fear and self-doubt. If they had allowed their present reality to convince them to quit, they would never have experienced the future that was waiting for them. Instead of asking, "Why isn't my life changing?" begin asking, "What is this season teaching me?" That simple shift changes everything. Every difficult experience can become a classroom. Every disappointment can strengthen your resilience. Every obstacle can develop the patience, wisdom, and character that your future success will require. Remember, your future is not created by what surrounds you today. It is created by the choices you make today. You may not control every circumstance, but you always control your attitude, your actions, your willingness to learn, and your commitment to keep moving forward. Those choices are far more powerful than your current situation. So stop letting today's reality place limits on tomorrow's possibilities. Refuse to believe that because life is difficult now, it will always remain this way. Keep growing when no one notices. Keep learning when no one applauds. Keep showing up even when the results are invisible. The biggest breakthroughs often come after the longest periods of preparation. One day, you'll look back at this chapter and realize it was never the end of your story. It was simply the foundation. The struggles you face today are not defining your future, they are preparing you for it. And when that bigger opportunity finally arrives, you'll understand that your present circumstances were never meant to predict your destiny. They were only preparing you to step into something far greater than you could imagine. Every delay is quietly building the person you need to become. One of the hardest things in life is waiting. We live in a world that celebrates instant results. We can order food in minutes, stream movies instantly, and communicate with people across the world in seconds. Because of that, we often expect life to work the same way. We believe our dreams should happen immediately. Our prayers should be answered overnight. And our biggest opportunities should arrive the moment we feel ready. But life doesn't work according to our schedule. The most meaningful transformations are rarely instant. They take time. They require patience. And while that waiting can feel frustrating, it is often doing something far more valuable than giving you what you want. It is shaping you into the person who can truly handle what you're asking for. Think about the greatest achievements in any field. The audience sees the moment of success, but they rarely see the years of preparation that came before it. They don't see the mornings filled with discipline, the nights spent learning, the failures that taught valuable lessons, or the countless moments when giving up would have been easier than continuing. Every successful person has a story of waiting, not because life forgot about them, but because life was preparing them. Imagine receiving everything you've ever wanted before developing the wisdom to protect it, the humility to appreciate it, or the character to sustain it. Many people ask for bigger opportunities, but they haven't yet become the person those opportunities require. Greater responsibility demands greater maturity. Bigger dreams require stronger discipline. Lasting success demands emotional resilience. These qualities cannot be handed to you overnight. They are developed through seasons that often feel slow and uncomfortable. The delay you're experiencing may not be a denial at all. It may be a season of preparation. Every challenge you face is teaching you something that comfort never could. Every disappointment is strengthening your resilience. Every obstacle is forcing you to become more creative, more patient, and more determined. These are not random experiences. They are shaping the foundation of the person you are becoming. Sometimes we become so focused on reaching the destination that we forget to appreciate the transformation happening along the journey. We keep saying, "I'll be happy when I get there." But what if the greatest gift isn't only the destination? What if the greatest gift is the person you're becoming along the way? Success achieved without personal growth often disappears quickly. Success built on strong character has the power to last. There will be days when it feels like nothing is changing. You'll put in effort without seeing immediate results. You'll stay consistent while others seem to move ahead faster. You'll question whether your hard work is making any difference at all. Those are the moments when most people quit. They mistake silence for failure. They confuse waiting with losing. But those who continue moving forward, despite the lack of visible progress, are the ones who eventually experience extraordinary breakthroughs. Remember that growth is often invisible before it becomes obvious. Just as a seed spends weeks developing roots beneath the soil before anyone sees a single green leaf, your life may be developing strengths that are hidden from view. The deeper the roots, the stronger the tree can stand when storms arrive. In the same way, the longer your preparation, the greater your capacity to handle future success with wisdom and confidence. Instead of asking, "Why is this taking so long?" begin asking, "Who am I becoming because of this season?" That question changes your perspective completely. Suddenly, every setback becomes a lesson. Every delay becomes an opportunity to develop patience. Every challenge becomes a chance to strengthen your character. Don't measure your progress only by what you have achieved. Measure it by who you have become. Are you wiser than you were a year ago? More disciplined, more patient, more emotionally resilient, more compassionate, more courageous? Those qualities are victories that no one can take away from you. And they are often the very qualities that open the door to the next chapter of your life. The truth is, your future doesn't simply require new opportunities. It requires a new version of you. The person who can carry greater influence, greater responsibility, and greater blessings is not created in moments of comfort. That person is built through perseverance, humility, consistency, and faith during seasons that don't always make sense. So don't resent the delay. Don't assume that because things are moving slowly, nothing is happening. Trust that every day of preparation is adding another layer of strength to your character. Keep learning, keep improving, keep showing up with excellence, even when nobody notices. One day, the opportunity you've been waiting for will finally arrive. And when it does, you'll realize something remarkable. The delay was never meant to hold you back. It was quietly building the person you needed to become. Looking back, you'll understand that if everything had happened sooner, you wouldn't have been ready. But because you kept growing through the waiting, you'll be fully prepared to step confidently into something far bigger than you ever imagined. Fumpi 3. Let go of what can no longer go where you're going. One of the greatest misunderstandings about growth is believing that moving forward is only about adding more to your life. We think success comes from gaining new opportunities, meeting the right people, earning more money, or achieving bigger goals. While those things can certainly be part of the journey, there is another side of growth that many people overlook. Sometimes, moving forward is less about what you gain and more about what you're willing to leave behind. The truth is, every new season requires a new level of freedom, and freedom often begins with release. You cannot step confidently into a bigger future while carrying the weight of everything that belongs to your past. There are habits, fears, disappointments, and even relationships that may have served a purpose at one time, but are no longer helping you become the person you're meant to be. If you continue holding on to them, they will eventually hold you back. Think about climbing a mountain. The higher you climb, the more important every ounce of weight becomes. A backpack that feels manageable at the bottom of the mountain can become exhausting as the journey continues. In the same way, emotional baggage that once seemed small can become the very thing that keeps you from reaching the next level of your life. Many people are trying to build a better future while constantly replaying the pain of their past. They carry old failures as proof that they aren't good enough. They replay hurtful words spoken years ago, as if those words still have authority over their lives. They continue defining themselves by mistakes they have already learned from, instead of by the person they are becoming today. But your past should be a teacher, not a prison. Every mistake has something to teach you. Every disappointment can make you wiser. Every setback can strengthen your character. Yet once the lesson has been learned, you must have the courage to stop carrying the weight. There is a difference between remembering an experience and allowing that experience to control your future. Growth begins the moment you decide that yesterday will no longer determine tomorrow. Sometimes what you need to let go of isn't failure, it's fear. Fear has a way of convincing you that staying where you are is safer than taking the next step. It whispers that you're not talented enough, experienced enough, or ready enough. It encourages you to settle for what's familiar rather than pursue what's possible. But consider this: every meaningful opportunity in life requires courage. Courage doesn't mean you have no fear. It means you refuse to let fear make your decisions. Every successful person has faced uncertainty. The difference is that they chose movement over comfort. They understood that confidence grows through action, not through waiting until every fear disappears. There are also times when you must let go of limiting beliefs about yourself. Perhaps you've been telling yourself, "People like me never succeed." Maybe you've convinced yourself that you've missed your chance, that you're too late, too old, too inexperienced, or too ordinary. Those beliefs become invisible chains. They don't just affect how you think, they influence every decision you make. If you believe you can't succeed, you'll stop trying long before your potential has been reached. Your future deserves a better story than the one fear keeps telling you. And then there are habits. Success isn't built only by big moments. It's built by small daily choices repeated consistently over time. If your daily habits don't support the future you want, then something has to change. Procrastination, negativity, constant comparison, excuses, and a lack of discipline may feel comfortable because they're familiar, but familiarity is not the same as growth. The habits that created your current life may not be the habits that create the future you're praying for. There may even be relationships that need honest evaluation. Not everyone who walks into one chapter of your life is meant to walk into every chapter that follows. Some people encourage your growth. They challenge you to become better, celebrate your victories, and remind you of your potential when you begin to doubt yourself. Others drain your energy, feed your fears, and constantly pull you back toward the version of yourself you're trying to leave behind. This doesn't mean treating people without kindness or respect. It means recognizing that healthy boundaries are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of wisdom, protecting your peace, your purpose, And your personal growth sometimes requires creating distance from influences that consistently lead you away from the life you're trying to build. The reality is that every great transformation involves sacrifice. A seed cannot become a tree without first breaking open. An athlete cannot become stronger without letting go of comfort. A leader cannot grow without releasing old ways of thinking. Every level of growth asks one important question. What are you willing to leave behind in order to become who you're capable of becoming? Imagine carrying a heavy suitcase everywhere you go. At first, you hardly notice the weight, but after miles of walking, your shoulders begin to ache, your pace slows, and every step becomes more difficult. The suitcase represents old regrets, unhealthy habits, fear, bitterness, and limiting beliefs. You keep wondering why the journey feels so exhausting, never realizing that much of your struggle comes from refusing to set the weight down. Today, you have a choice. You can continue carrying what no longer serves your future, or you can release it and move forward with freedom. You don't have to have every answer today. You don't have to know every step ahead. But you do have to decide that your future is more valuable than your attachment to the past. Because here's the truth. The life waiting for you is bigger than your fears, stronger than your failures, and greater than your doubts. But you cannot fully embrace that future until your hands are free to receive it. So let go of the habits that weaken you. Let go of the fear that limits you. Let go of the regrets that keep you looking backward. Let go of the beliefs that tell you you're not enough. And let go of anything that no longer aligns with the person you are becoming. One day you'll look back and realize that the hardest part wasn't taking the next step. It was finding the courage to release what was never meant to go with you. The moment you finally let go will become the moment you truly begin moving toward the extraordinary future that has been waiting for you all along. 4. Keep moving even when you can't see immediate results. One of the greatest tests you will ever face is continuing to move forward when it feels like nothing is happening. Almost everyone is excited in the beginning. It's easy to stay motivated when you see quick progress, receive encouragement, or experience early success. But what happens when you've been giving your best for weeks, months, or even years, and the results still haven't appeared? What happens when you're working hard, staying disciplined, and remaining faithful to your purpose, yet your circumstances seem exactly the same? That is where most people stop, not because they lack talent, not because they aren't capable. They stop because they confuse ZES's invisible progress with IA's no progress. They believe that if they cannot see immediate results, then their effort must not be making a difference. But life doesn't work that way. Some of the most important growth happens long before there is anything visible to celebrate. Imagine a builder constructing the foundation of a skyscraper. Before anyone admires the finished building, months are spent digging deep into the ground, pouring concrete, and strengthening the structure below the surface. To someone walking by, it may look like very little is happening. They don't see a beautiful building. They don't see glass windows or towering walls. They simply see dirt, equipment, and hard work. But the builder understands something important. The stronger the foundation, the taller the building can rise. Your life is no different. Right now, you may feel like you're still laying the foundation. Every lesson you learn, every disciplined habit you build, every challenge you overcome, and every time you choose to keep going instead of giving up is strengthening the foundation for the future you're preparing to step into. The problem is that we often compare our behind-the-scenes preparation to someone else's highlight reel. We see people celebrating promotions, launching businesses, achieving dreams, or reaching milestones, and we begin to wonder why our own journey feels so slow. We forget that we are only seeing the outcome of their story, not the years of quiet preparation that came before it. Comparison has a dangerous way of stealing motivation. It whispers, "You're falling behind." It convinces you that because someone else is moving faster, your own progress doesn't matter. But your journey was never designed to look exactly like anyone else's. Every person has a different path, different lessons, different timing, and different opportunities. The only comparison that truly matters is whether you're becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined than you were yesterday. There will be mornings when you don't feel motivated. There will be days when your hard work seems unnoticed. There will be moments when you'll wonder if all your effort is worth it. In those moments, remember this: discipline is far more reliable than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It rises when life feels exciting and disappears when life becomes difficult. Discipline, however, keeps showing up even when emotions change. It says, I will keep moving because I know my future depends on the choices I make today, not on how I feel in this moment. Think about athletes preparing for a championship. They don't become stronger during the applause. They become stronger during the early mornings when no one is watching. They become stronger during the exhausting training sessions, the repetitive drills, and the moments when quitting would feel easier than continuing. The victory people celebrate is simply the visible reward for thousands of invisible decisions made long before anyone noticed. The same principle applies to every area of life. If you're building a career, every new skill you learn matters. If you're pursuing a dream, every small improvement matters. If you're rebuilding your confidence, every courageous decision matters. If you're becoming a better person, every act of discipline matters. Nothing is wasted. Every step forward, no matter how small, is moving you closer to the life you're meant to live. Sometimes progress is measured in external achievements. Other times it's measured internally. Perhaps your circumstances haven't changed yet, but your mindset has. You're more patient than you used to be, more resilient, more focused, more emotionally mature. Those victories may not receive applause, but they are preparing you for opportunities that require exactly those qualities. Remember that success rarely arrives all at once. It usually arrives after a long season of ordinary faithfulness. It comes after you've continued showing up so many times that excellence becomes part of who you are. The breakthrough often appears when you've almost forgotten how long you've been waiting, because you've become so committed to the process itself. Many people give up one step before the breakthrough. They stop because they become tired of waiting. They walk away because they mistake delay for defeat. But imagine how different their story could have been if they had simply kept going a little longer. Don't allow temporary silence to convince you that your future has stopped unfolding. Every day you choose consistency over excuses, you're moving forward. Every time you refuse to quit after a disappointment, you're moving forward. Every time you learn from failure instead of being defeated by it, you're moving forward. Every time you invest in becoming a better version of yourself, you're moving forward. Even when you cannot see immediate results, something valuable is happening within you. Your character is becoming stronger. Your patience is becoming deeper. Your confidence is becoming more genuine because it is no longer dependent on quick success. You are becoming someone who knows how to persevere when the road is difficult. And that kind of person is prepared for opportunities that others are not. So keep moving. Keep learning even when no one notices. Keep working even when the recognition hasn't arrived. Keep believing even when the evidence isn't visible yet. Keep showing up with excellence even when the outcome feels uncertain. One day, what feels like countless small, unnoticed steps will come together in a way you never expected. The progress that once seemed invisible will become undeniable. People may call it an overnight success, but you'll know the truth. It wasn't built overnight. It was built through every ordinary day you refused to give up. Every difficult moment you chose faith over fear, and every quiet season when you kept moving despite seeing no immediate results. That's the power of perseverance. It transforms today's unseen effort into tomorrow's extraordinary breakthrough. 5E55. Become the person your future is waiting for. One of the most powerful questions you can ever ask yourself is not, when will my life change? But who do I need to become before my life changes? Most people spend their energy waiting for the next opportunity. They wait for the perfect job, the right relationship, the financial breakthrough, the promotion, or the moment everything finally falls into place. They believe that once those things arrive, they will become more confident, more disciplined, and more fulfilled. But life often works in the opposite direction. The opportunity doesn't always create the person. More often, the person creates the opportunity. Think about it. Imagine someone is suddenly given everything they've ever wanted: success, influence, wealth, or leadership, but they haven't developed the wisdom to manage it, the discipline to sustain it, or the humility to appreciate it. Sooner or later, what they receive will begin to slip through their hands because they became bigger in position before they became bigger in character. That is why preparation matters so much. Your future is not simply waiting for you to arrive. Your future is waiting for you to become the person who can carry it with strength, integrity, and confidence. Many people pray for bigger opportunities while continuing to live with small habits. They dream about extraordinary results while settling for ordinary effort. They hope life will suddenly transform, but they resist the daily disciplines that make transformation possible. Every meaningful change begins long before anyone else notices it. It begins in the quiet decisions you make each day. It begins when you choose to wake up with purpose instead of excuses. It begins when you decide to keep learning even after leaving school. It begins when you refuse to let disappointment define your identity. It begins when you choose integrity, even when no one is watching. It begins when you stay committed, even when motivation fades. These choices may seem small in the moment, but they are quietly shaping the person your future requires. The truth is, every level of success demands a different version of you. The person who can lead others must first learn how to lead themselves. The person who wants greater influence must first become trustworthy. The person who wants lasting success must first become consistent. The person who dreams of making a difference must first develop the courage to act when no one else believes in them. Success is never just about reaching a destination. It is about becoming someone capable of staying there. Too often, people ask, why hasn't my breakthrough happened yet? But perhaps the better question is, am I becoming the kind of person who is ready when the breakthrough comes? If an incredible opportunity arrived tomorrow, would you be prepared? Would your habits support it? Would your mindset protect it? Would your character sustain it? Would your emotional maturity help you navigate the pressure that comes with greater responsibility? These are important questions because preparation is what turns opportunity into lasting success. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that confidence appears only after achieving something significant. They think, once I succeed, then I'll believe in myself. But genuine confidence is built before success ever arrives. Confidence grows every time you keep a promise to yourself. It grows when you finish what you started. It grows when you face challenges instead of avoiding them. It grows when you learn from failure instead of allowing failure to define you. Every act of discipline becomes evidence that you can trust yourself. And that kind of confidence cannot be taken away because it isn't built on applause. It is built on character. There will be seasons when nobody notices your effort. Nobody applauds your early mornings. Nobody celebrates your quiet sacrifices. Nobody sees the books you're reading, the skills you're developing, the difficult conversations you're having, or the habits you're building. But those unseen moments are never wasted. They are preparing you for moments that the world will eventually see. Consider the life of a master craftsperson. Before creating a masterpiece, they spend years learning the basics. They practice the same techniques repeatedly. They make mistakes. They improve slowly. To an outsider, it may seem repetitive or even boring. But the craftsperson understands something important. Mastery is built in private long before it is displayed in public. Your life follows the same principle. Every challenge is teaching you resilience. Every setback is developing wisdom. Every disappointment is strengthening your patience. Every responsibility you faithfully handle today is preparing you for greater responsibility tomorrow. Nothing is meaningless when you're committed to becoming better. The wonderful thing about personal growth is that no one can take it away from you. Positions can change, recognition can disappear, but wisdom remains. Character remains, discipline remains, integrity remains. Those qualities become part of who you are, and they continue opening doors throughout your life. So instead of spending all your energy asking when life will finally give you something bigger, focus on becoming someone bigger on the inside. Become more patient than your circumstances. Become more disciplined than your distractions. Become more hopeful than your fears. Become more resilient than your setbacks. Become more faithful than your doubts. Because when your inner life becomes stronger, your outer life begins to change in ways you never imagined. Never underestimate the power of becoming. Every book you read, every lesson you learn, every fear you overcome, every healthy habit you build, every act of kindness you show, every challenge you refuse to surrender to is shaping the person you are becoming. And one day, the opportunity you've been waiting for will finally appear. When that moment comes, people may say you were lucky. They may think everything happened quickly, but you'll know the truth. You'll know that long before the opportunity arrived, you had already been preparing for it. You had already chosen growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, and purpose over distraction. The opportunity didn't make you ready. Your daily choices did. So don't spend your life waiting for the future to change everything. Become the person your future has been waiting for. Because when preparation finally meets opportunity, what once seemed impossible becomes your new reality. And you'll realize that every lesson, every challenge, every delay, and every quiet season was not keeping you from your future. It was shaping you into the person who was always meant to live it. 6. Trust that what's coming will be worth every challenge. There comes a point in every person's journey when they begin to question whether all the effort, all the waiting, and all the struggles have been worth it. You've worked hard, stayed committed, and continued moving forward even when life felt uncertain. Yet there are moments when the road seems longer than you expected, and the destination feels farther away than ever before. In those moments, it is easy to believe that your challenges have been meaningless. It is easy to think that life has been unfair. It is easy to wonder if all your sacrifices have been for nothing. But what if the very challenges you wish had never happened are actually preparing you for the greatest chapter of your life? Think about a sculptor creating a masterpiece from a block of stone. At first glance, the sculptor appears to be destroying the stone. Every strike of the hammer removes another piece. Dust fills the air. Chunks fall to the ground. To someone who doesn't understand the process, it might seem as though the stone is being ruined. But the sculptor sees something completely different. Every strike is intentional. Every cut has a purpose. Every piece that falls away is revealing the masterpiece hidden inside. Life often feels exactly like that. There are seasons when it seems as though things are falling apart. Plans change, doors close, people leave. Opportunities disappear, dreams are delayed, and during those moments, you naturally wonder why everything seems so difficult. Yet years later, when you look back, you often realize something remarkable. The closed door protected you from the wrong path. The disappointment taught you resilience. The failure taught you humility. The waiting taught you patience. The challenge developed strength you could never have gained through comfort alone. Suddenly, what once looked like a setback becomes one of the greatest turning points of your life. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that comfort is always the greatest blessing. We pray for easy lives with no obstacles, no disappointments, and no hardships. But easy lives rarely produce extraordinary people. Strength is developed by resistance. Wisdom is developed through experience. Character is developed through perseverance. Confidence is developed by overcoming fear. None of these qualities can grow in a life where everything is easy. Think about the strongest people you know. Rarely are they strong because life has always been kind to them. They are strong because they kept standing after difficult seasons. They learned how to keep believing when hope seemed distant. They discovered that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to keep moving despite it. Those difficult seasons became the training ground for the life they eventually built. Perhaps that's exactly what's happening in your life right now. Perhaps the challenge you're facing today is developing the wisdom your future will depend on. Perhaps the delay is teaching patience that will help you manage greater success. Perhaps the disappointment is protecting you from settling for something far smaller than what you're capable of achieving. You may not understand the purpose today. You may not see how all the pieces fit together. But not understanding the process doesn't mean there isn't one. Life has a way of connecting the dots only when you look backward. The lesson that once frustrated you becomes the lesson you're most grateful for. The failure that once embarrassed you becomes the story that inspires someone else. The obstacle that once seemed impossible becomes the reason you believe in yourself today. Never underestimate what today's struggle is preparing you to accomplish tomorrow. Every difficult conversation is teaching communication. Every setback is teaching resilience. Every mistake is teaching wisdom. Every season of uncertainty is teaching faith. Nothing is wasted when you choose to learn from it. There will come a day when people see your success and assume it happened overnight. They'll admire the confidence you carry, the peace you possess, the discipline you've developed, and the opportunities you've earned. But they won't see the quiet mornings when you almost gave up. They won't see the nights when you questioned yourself. They won't see the tears, the sacrifices, the repeated failures, and the moments when continuing seemed impossible. You'll remember those moments because they shaped who you became. And you'll realize you wouldn't trade them, because without those experiences, you wouldn't be the person standing where you are. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is learning to trust before everything makes sense. Trust that your effort matters even when nobody notices. Trust that your growth is happening even when you can't measure it. Trust that your preparation is creating opportunities you cannot yet see. Trust that every day you choose discipline over excuses, hope over fear, and perseverance over quitting is bringing you closer to the life you're preparing for. The future has an amazing way of rewarding those who refuse to stop. Not always immediately, not always in the way they expected, but often in ways far greater than they imagined. One day, you'll wake up and realize that the person you prayed to become is the person you've become. The confidence you once admired in others now lives within you. The strength you wished you had has been built through every obstacle you overcame. The wisdom you sought has been earned through every lesson life placed in your path. And the opportunities you once dreamed about have become your reality because you never stopped growing. When that day comes, you'll look back over every disappointment, every delay, every challenge, and every difficult season with completely different eyes. You won't simply remember the pain, you'll recognize the purpose. You'll understand that every obstacle was preparing you for greater responsibility. Every setback was strengthening your character. Every season of waiting was expanding your patience. Every challenge was building a version of you that could carry something much bigger than you imagined. So don't lose heart because the journey feels difficult today. Don't assume that today's struggle defines tomorrow's outcome. Keep believing, keep growing, keep learning, keep showing up with excellence. Keep trusting that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. Because one day, everything you've been through will make sense. You'll realize that nothing was wasted, nothing was meaningless, nothing was permanent. Every challenge was a stepping stone. Every delay was preparation. Every lesson was an investment. And you'll stand in the life you've worked, grown, and persevered for, knowing with complete certainty that what was coming was always worth every challenge you had to overcome. As we come to the end of this message, remember one simple truth: your life is not defined by where you are today, but by who you are becoming every single day. The challenges you face are not evidence that you've been forgotten. Opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future that lies ahead. Stop letting temporary circumstances convince you to settle for a smaller vision of your life. Every delay has a purpose. Every lesson is shaping your character. Every obstacle is building your resilience. Even when you cannot see immediate results, keep moving forward. The greatest breakthroughs are often born from the seasons when nothing seems to be happening. Choose every day to become the person your future is waiting for. Build habits that strengthen you. Develop a mindset that refuses to quit. Let go of fear, regret, everything that no longer belongs in the next chapter of your life. Trust that every step you take with courage and purpose is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. One day, you will look back and realize that the difficult moments were not sent to stop you. They were shaping you. The waiting wasn't empty. The struggles weren't meaningless. The setbacks weren't the end of your story. They were preparing you for a life that required more strength, more wisdom, and more character than you had before. So don't give up now. Keep believing when others doubt. Keep growing when no one is watching. Keep working when the results are still invisible. Keep walking forward, one step at a time, because your future is being built by the choices you make today. The opportunity you've been praying for may be closer than you think. And when it finally arrives, you won't just be grateful for the blessing. You'll be grateful for the journey that made you ready to receive it. Remember this: God is preparing you for something bigger than you imagine. Stay faithful, stay patient, stay committed. Your greatest chapter has not been written yet, and the best is still ahead. Thank you, and may God bless you.